India is a large country in Asia. It has one of the biggest populations in the world, with over 1 billion citizens. India has a high population density, somewhere between that of the UK and the Netherlands. Kerala lies close to the southern tip of India. Although it's a relatively poor Indian state, most people have an adequate standard of living. The people mostly earn their living from the network of canals and rivers which crisscross the country. Although India itself has a high population density, Kerala now has one of the lowest birth rates in the developing world. Where once families had 6 or 7 children, they now have 2 or 3. How come? Along one of the rivers is Kumarakom village. 25-year-old Rata lives here with her husband and 2 children. Rata was sterilised last year. To be sterilised so young is very unusual, but in Kerala it's normal. Rata and her neighbours have all decided to control the size of their families, and they've all been sterilised.
It's hard for us to bring up the children we have. The men have to work to pay the family's expenses, and we women have to work to earn money too. So women try to have fewer children.
So how did this happen? That women like Rata should agree to use family planning, including sterilisation. And that Kerala, one of the most populated parts of the globe, should halve its birth rate in a decade. Part of the solution lies in the fact that Kerala has a much better healthcare system than in the rest of India.
Our children can have injections in the hospital here. They can have BCG and other inoculations, and these prevent serious illness. Because we're confident that the children will survive, we can stop after only 2 or 3. The children here don't normally get anything but colds and fevers. They don't die from major illnesses.
But healthcare is just one element of the puzzle as to why people are having fewer children. Education also plays a large part. Kerala has an amazingly high literacy rate, particularly amongst women. It's nearly 90% compared with 50% in the rest of India. Education gives people the confidence to take charge of their own lives.
If we can afford to educate them, we do so. If they do well, we try to keep them at school. Even very poor people will work hard to send their children to school. That's why we decide to have only 2 or 3 children.
We educate them as long as we can afford to. It's because we want to fulfill all our hopes for them that we have so few.
The final part of the puzzle lies in the way that poor people like Rata and her friends are treated in Kerala. The local government passed laws. Workers are paid a minimum wage. They've formed trade unions. And most people, even the very poor, own their own homes. The people of the area are still very poor, and the problems cannot be solved overnight. The people of Kerala have gained the confidence to take more control over their own lives and plan their families. In Kerala, the combination of good healthcare and contraception, a strong education system and fair treatment has encouraged people to have less children and to look to the future. Though poor countries like India still have to cope with a booming population, places like Kerala are beginning to move forward. Some rich countries are experiencing the reverse, the opposite of a growing population, a declining population. If the population of a country is to remain constant, the average birth rate needs to be about 2 babies per couple. That is, every pair of parents have 2 children to replace